Shout out Ron Swanson. Where he takes a picture of Big Ben and he's like, oh, look, a clock. We don't have that in America.
Can I start off our Buffalo Bills?
I got a lot to say, so go ahead.
Okay. So Josh Allen,
Dak Prescott,
through week 9 last year, number 1 quarterback in the NFL in almost every stat. Like number 1 in EPA per play, number 1 success rate, number 3 in CPOE, 1 in PFF grade, 1 in big time throw rate, number 3 in PFF deep ball grade, number 2 in passing touchdowns, 3rd in yards per attempt, like top 3 quarterback, no question. After that elbow injury, he couldn't hit a damn thing within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, UCL was tough for him.
Yeah, I mean, 24% of his throws within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage were off target, uncatchable. So you know what he started to do? He just started to chuck it deep more and more. So all his efficiency tanked because he's starting to heave the ball constantly downfield. Why am I talking about this? Because this scares me. This team is so damn reliant on Josh Allen that they can't work without him. And that scares me from a betting standpoint. That just does. Like, they can't run the football. That Josh Allen's their best running back. So
they're trying. I mean,
if he's hurt,
they'll trade for
every
running back in the league if you let them.
Yeah. Well, so I got some closure on the Devin Singletary stuff. His numbers look decent because teams just didn't care about stopping him.
Let him go.
Yeah, until like the playoffs or late in close games, and then his efficiency fell off a cliff when they needed to run successfully. They couldn't do it, and maybe that's him. I think it's probably more on the O-line than anything.
Yeah,
but I don't think this team is talented enough to do anything without Josh Allen, and that. I mean, I look at the Jets. I think they could theoretically win some games if Aaron Rodgers goes down. I look at the Dolphins. I think Mike White's gonna win some games if he goes down. I look at the Patriots. Put Bailey Zappi in. He's gonna do some wild stuff.
Yeah. So who's their backup?
But I look at this team. It's Kyle Allen.
Case Keenum. Oh, Case Keenum went back to Houston, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
But so I mean, this defense is still okay. They beat up on bad teams. Like they have some talent, but like. If Josh Allen is healthy all 17 games, I think the Buffalo Bills will win this division. But that's the question for me. It's very reliant on him.
Looking at this the schedule for them, out of all 4 schedules of AFC East teams, I think they have the best break in their schedule as far as.
I think they have the easiest.
When and where? No.
Oh no, Jets were 7.
Yeah. So, opening up with the Jets at home. I mean, it is what it is. You got to play them, but then you get Raiders, Washington, Miami, Jacksonville, Giants, and Miami, Jacksonville, Giants. Like you said, we didn't look up London games, so if some of these games are in London, I apologize, but. Out of your first 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, you got 4 home games out of your first 6. And then you go to New England, which, just like Kyrie was telling us, that's not a big deal. Then you have Tampa Bay, who I think is probably the best draw out of the NFC South, out of all the teams, I would say. I mean, Baker Mayfield doesn't scare me. I don't really know where Tampa Bay is going. I could be wrong there.
Yeah, 2 of them are Carolina.
But then you have Cincinnati, Denver, Jets, Philly. But then you have your bye, and then late in the season bye, get people healthy. Also, Leonard Floyd edition is incredible. But right after your bye, you have Kansas City. There's not a better time to get Kansas City than after your bye. I mean, you got to play them. You can't help but play them. So, I mean, if you're going to get them, you either want them week 1 or you want them after the bye. They get Kansas City after the bye, and then they go to Dallas.
The bye week,
then they have the Chargers.
That's probably right where you're getting Von Miller back is the bye week.
Yeah. Is it going to be that long?
I mean, I assume so. I think I just I think that'll be a little like a year, like 13 months or something.
Yeah.
And I figure at his age, it's probably fair.
Yeah, that's probably fair. But I mean, Dallas, like, as a Dallas fan, it pains me to say, but it's like not the best again in big time games. So it's like I'm sure that's going to be a Monday night game or a Sunday night game or a Thursday night. I'm sure that's going to be a primetime game versus Dallas late in the season. I'm not worried if I'm a Buffalo fan, and that pains me to say as a Dallas fan. But then go to LA late in the season. Chargers are probably fighting for a playoff spot. That absolutely does not scare me one bit. And then again, like Kyrie said, like you're not worried about a New England team, like Buffalo's own New England. And then you go to Miami at the end of the very last game of the season, and your game at Miami, hopefully that last game isn't very detrimental. But if you're going to Miami, give me 16 games before that to make that game not matter, because that is a tough place to go. So let me create my own destiny to where when I actually have to go all the way down to Miami in that hot humidity fucking swamp, give me the opportunity to where I'm like, it doesn't matter if we win or lose this game. So, yeah. I mean, I think the schedule breaks perfectly for him.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, because I think this team's winning the division if Allen stays healthy.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're 11-12 wins.
So
I'd take
about Allen.
It's just a question of, he scared me this year. And even like from a dynasty aspect, I've been thinking about this a lot. It's like, who would I prefer more? Joe Burrow, who I know was going to lose T. Higgins next year. And like, who knows what that does to him? Because I don't know how he can perform with a lesser roster because I've never seen it. Or Josh Allen, who I know what he can do with a lesser roster, but I also know that roster asks him to do everything, which means he's probably going to be more banged up.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's a real question.
So, to me, I have Patrick Mahomes is God tier. Then Joe Burrow is in a tier of his own, also like Patrick Mahomes. And then after that, I would put Josh Allen in the same conversation. Maybe he's the top of these guys, but I mean, it's the Deshaun Watsons, it's the Dak Prescotts, it's the Tua Tagovailoas, it's the Chargers quarterback, it's Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that group of guys to where you think they're good, they look good, they play good. On any given night, they can be the best quarterback in the league, but need to see some consistency. Need to see them win some games that matter. And no player has gotten a pass more than Josh Allen. And I love Josh Allen coming out of college. I love Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen. Like, I don't want to sound like a Josh Allen hater, but at the same time, it's like we're putting this guy on the same level as Patrick Mahomes because he lost an overtime game in the playoffs because he didn't get an opportunity. Same thing happened to Patrick Mahomes. The first year he was a starter, he didn't get the opportunity against Tom Brady, and everybody was like, oh, he would have done it. Well, then the next year he did it, and then the next year he did it, and then the next year he did it. And now we're 4 years later, and he's been to 3 Super Bowls, won 2, and lost 1 in an AFC Championship game to Joe Burrow. It's like, oh, yeah, so he actually did it. Josh Allen, it's always like, oh, well, if this didn't happen, he would have done it. Well, then do it. Then do something. It's one of those things where it's like,
let's do a show of QB tiering because we can't bring this up every time we talk about Josh Allen. We'll do a show of QB tiers. We'll come with all our notes, all our stuff on it, and we'll hash it out full on. How about that?
I mean, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I think he's a really good quarterback, but then I look at Justin Herbert.
Because I agree, he's not on Mahomes' level. I think he's right there with Burrow, but I don't think we should argue it for that long. I mean, I don't think that it's worth throwing the whole argument in on this show. Is what I'm saying.
No, I mean, it's just my biggest thing is just like you said. Oh, as long as he stays healthy all season, I think they win the division easily. I don't think that's true. I think if all 4 quarterbacks in this division stay healthy all season, they're maybe my second or third pick to win this division if everybody stays healthy. If we're talking about everybody staying healthy, I'm taking the Dolphins.
Nah, I mean, if Allen and Tua both stay healthy, I'm probably still taking the Bills.
Taking the Bills at plus 115
Dolphins
over
are
the
better
Dolphins
value,
at plus
though.
300? Or
no, I'm taking the Bills.
If you're just,
I'm taking the Bills on a logic aspect, but I'm not betting it.
So,
I'm betting the Dolphins because that's where the value is.
It's like the old school growing up. You bet your buddy, and everything's even odds. Like I bet you $50. You pay me $50. I pay you $50. Like if this team, you're taking the Bills. I'm taking the Dolphins, assuming both quarterbacks stay healthy. I'm taking the Dolphins.
I respect it, but. I mean, I just think Josh Allen's that much better than Tua.
Yes, but at the same time, I think the Dolphins roster is that much better to where I don't think Josh Allen is so much better than Tua that roster to roster, the Bills are better than the Dolphins.
That's where you and I differ.
Yeah, but
because I agree, the Dolphins have the better roster.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like Josh Allen. I just my biggest complaint is just the crowning him of it all. If he just gets talked about like he's on this tier that he's not, and I mean that's my only complaint.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He does some stupid things with the football, like just flat out. Like, how the hell did you make that happen? But he's not on Mahomes' level, and Mahomes does that constantly.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, I agree with that. He's not on Mahomes' level. No one is. But, so, looking at the rest of this roster, though, like, the Leonard Floyd edition, it helps their run defense, helps their pass rush some. There's no Aaron Donald on this D-line. It's going to be a little different. I think his results. He's still going to be a solid run defender.
I wouldn't say there's no Aaron Donald. I mean, I'm not saying Ed Oliver's Aaron Donald, but Ed Oliver's a damn good player.
But Oliver had 2.5 sacks last season.
Yeah, but he's still a damn good player.
He's fine. I mean, he's solid. He can't play the run for like he can't be out there on running downs. Like I think he's a good pass rusher, but he's a flawed player. I don't understand the contract they gave him. Like I like Ed Oliver, but I don't like him that much.
I don't know. I mean, I think this defensive line is nasty. Then adding Von Miller to it and Leonard Floyd, like adding Leonard Floyd now, and then getting Von Miller back.
Von Miller until late in the year.
But still,
once Von Miller's back, I think Floyd's going to look better than he had. But I don't think Floyd is some savior for them. I think Russo's the best edge on this team right now.
Yeah, I'm higher on this defense than you are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm low on their interior D line. That's really what I'm low on. I do not trust their ability to stop the run.
But nobody runs the ball in that division besides the Patriots, really. I mean, I guess
the Dolphins. They'll run on you. Anyone will run on you.
Everybody has the potential.
I mean,
you look at Breece Hall, you look at Michael Carter, you look at
everyone will run on you if they know you can't.
Yeah, I get so.
So that's but getting Hyde and Poyer's back is going to help. The thing that I'm really interested in with this defense is Taylor Rapp. You have Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. Why'd you sign Taylor Rapp? What are you going to do with him? It's going to be interesting. They're going to do some fun stuff, I think, on the back end. Now, on their defense, you say I'm low on them. I am just because I don't. McDermott needs to prove to me that he is going to do more than beat offenses he should beat.
Yeah.
Like, he's calling the plays this year. No D coordinator anymore. It's in McDermott's hands. I'm really interested to see what he does, and I hope he proves me wrong. But, like, right now, I don't know if I trust this defense against good quarterbacks.
No, I can agree with that. But, so, total, 10.5. What are you thinking?
Generally, I'm staying away, gun to my head. probably the over.
I'll take the under on that, 10.5. I think 10 is the perfect number for them. I'll say yes to the playoffs at minus 240. I'm not laying that bet. One division at plus 115. Don't love that. I like the Jets and the Dolphins both better on value and on paper, assuming everybody stays healthy. AFC champs at plus 500 is an absolute joke, in my opinion. I think there's 3 better teams than them. And then you throw in the Jaguars as a 4th team, and I'm like, they're going to have a very, very easy schedule and hopefully stay healthy with additions like Calvin Ridley and stuff like that. That I think plus 500 is an absolute joke, and Super Bowl at plus 900. Like, I like this Bills team, but they are. I think their win total should be 9.5. I think their playoff odds should be closer to even. I think their division odds should be closer to plus 200. I think their AFC championship odds should be much closer to plus 1,000. And I think their Super Bowl odds should be around 1,700 to 2,000. I mean, I'm looking at these odds. And I don't understand.
I'm with you. Like, I mean, I like Josh Allen.
I think they should be
in the regular season.
I think they should be
division
high on the favorites list. But with these odds, like.
I'm generally with you here. What I was saying was I like Josh Allen. I like him to win the division as long as he stays healthy. But at the end of the day, once you hit the playoffs, your passing offense cannot just be through Stephon Diggs.
And when
Gabe Davis, he's solid, but he's not T. Higgins. He's not Devonta Smith, Mike Williams, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Waddle, Chris Godwin, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Lockett, Zay.
Yeah.
He is like the 20th best wide receiver too in the NFL. And if you want to beat Kansas City, if you want to beat Cincinnati, you need more than that.
Yeah,
and that's what the Bills are so frustrating to me, man. I can't stand it. Like, why did you not add more at pass catcher this offseason?
Dalton Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid's nice. He's fine. Do I trust him to line up in the slot and beat a good nickel cornerback? No, he's a rookie tight end.
Yeah,
it's insanity. Why they didn't add more?
And it
drives me nuts.
Yeah, these odds don't make any sense to me because like you're giving me 5-1 odds on a team to where then you look at the division alone and you're like, it's a dogfight of a division, and then on top of that you have the Chiefs, you have the Chargers, you have the Bengals, you have an emerging Baltimore team that added so many weapons everywhere. You have a Jaguars team that's adding weapons everywhere. And you look at all these teams that are emerging, and then you look at the Bills who, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And I'm like, why? Like, you could wait till probably week 2 or 3 and get them to win the conference at probably plus 1,000 or better.
Yeah.
Like, these odds make
that's
no
them
sense.
In a nutshell. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse, and everyone else in the division got better. That's what scares me with them because I love Josh Allen and I want to see the Bills win, but like it's just
I'm just more frustrated with the odds and everything. Like I'm coming off the Bills hater when I'm not a Bills hater. I just don't understand the outpour of I don't see what Vegas is saying.
Last year I saw it. Gabe Davis didn't take that step, and everyone's still acting like he's going to.
Yeah, but I'm taking under on wins. I'm taking nothing else. I'll take under 10.5 on wins.
Yeah. Man, I'm on the fence on it. I said over. I think it's like 11, maybe. But 10, 11, that's where I see him. So it's like I'm on the fence.
I mean, I think I would not be surprised one bit if they're a 9 to 10 win team. If they go 9-8, 10-7, I would not be surprised one bit.